And we're back. Susan, so good to see you. I love that we're doing this a little bit more regularly. Our episodes are fantastic. We've done a really good job of covering a couple of key topics that are near and dear to us, starting with just hydrogen in general, and then into the hair and scalp, and then brain health, and a great follow-up to that would be gut health. How are you today, Susan?
I'm great. How are you, Shane?
Well, I'm breathing in 2 liters a minute of hydrogen gas right now. I'm pretty good.
You're doing great. Oh,
yeah. This is awesome. I love having the cool tools that I have. I love having hydrogen. Now I have this in my office in Maple Ridge, British Columbia, to be able to offer anybody that wants to actually come in and try it out. I'll show you what it looks like when you're bubbling hydrogen into a glass of water. And yeah, really cool stuff.
What machine is that one?
So this is the Tech Pro 3000. This is the base level of our clinical strength machines. This isn't something that you necessarily need in your home. This is going to be more for clinical. I mean, 2,000 milliliters per minute of hydrogen is, well, let's just put it this way. Studies have shown most studies have shown that a therapeutic amount of hydrogen is at 120 to 240 milliliters per minute. I'm getting 2,000 milliliters per minute. I could have 4 people hooked up to this and still getting double what is considered to be a therapeutic amount. And that's why I wanted to have it in my office so multiple people can come in and try it. I've also got my ear accessories.
Love it.
The eye accessory. As soon as I can today, I'm going to do the eye accessory because I'm basically Bubbles here with I'm blind and I love kitties. Sorry, that's a Trailer Park Boys reference. If you're Canadian, you might get that reference. But anyways, I want to try this out because I want to feel the 2,000 milliliters per minute, the 2 liters a minute of hydrogen gas just pumping directly onto my eyes. Because that's going to help be proactive in any potential degenerative things going on with my eyes. But it's also really good for brain health because, as we discussed in our last episode on brain health, the hydrogen will get wherever it wants and needs to be, and it will get into your brain through your eyes. It's sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, is this real life? Is this what I'm actually talking about right now?
I know.
But here we are. But there are now studies coming out with larger intakes of hydrogen. One of the studies that we will cover today is actually on 4 liters per minute of hydrogen. So twice the amount of that would be done with the Tech Pro 6000 that we have. And then there's also a 4,500 milliliter per minute. So 3,000 milliliters of hydrogen, 1,500 milliliters of oxygen. And that can be used, and it's going to be used in, wellness spas, medical clinics. Where I really could see these machines being used too is at equestrian therapy centers for horses. Because just like people ask me all the time with hydrogen, is there a maximum? Is there an adverse, or are there any adverse effects? That's like literally my favorite thing about hydrogen is how safe it is for you and your family, including your furry family, your pets. But there is a minimum to the amount of hydrogen there in order for it to be therapeutic. So there's no maximums, but there is a minimum. And so, with the Tech Pro 900, a horse would have to breathe it in for, a few hours. Not realistic, not going to happen. Because it's a big animal. Whereas, my business partner's little Chihuahua and Jack Russell, 5-6 pound dogs, they only need it for like 2-3 minutes. Which he has trained them to do, which is very, very cool. But he also bathes them in hydrogen-rich water. And
my cats love hydrogen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All animals
love hydrogen.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, who that once you try it, you understand why people love hydrogen so much. And that's again, that's why I have an office and I have a place for you to come in and try it if you are local to me. And then we also have the other options like your tablets to try it. We try to make it as affordable as possible for everyone, and that's why even with our larger machines, they don't even come close in comparison to other companies that are out there price wise, and then they don't even come close to the level of service and support that we provide when you get our machines, because this machine is nice, it's cool, it's got a nice little touchscreen on there, it's very, very easy to hook up and then turn on, but how to use it, when to use it, what accessories to use with it, how to use the accessories, that is not as easy to know necessarily, and that's what we're here for. We want you to be able to. We don't want this. I don't just want you to use my machine properly. I want you to use it to the fullest potential, so you can experience what you are investing in that machine for. The health benefits that come from properly applied hydrogen therapy.
Yes.
So, gut health. This one's important for you. Tell us a little bit why, if you don't mind.
Well, I've had ulcerative colitis for 21 years. And I've had IBS and a hiatus hernia. So I've suffered for many, many years, living in hospitals. I lived with being pregnant in the hospitals. Like it's been a rough go. About 7 years ago, I started learning about hydrogen water, just different hydrogen therapies. And so I got into it and I got my first machine. And like within a week, I literally didn't have colitis anymore. I was like reversed. No more hiccups, no more acid reflux, no more anything, razor blades. Like it was just calm. It was cool inside. My gut went down because I was always bloated. It went completely down. I was just happy. And ever since then, I've been in remission. I've not had, I also have endometriosis, which is also another inflammatory illness that is around that area. And no more inflammation, no more pain, no more of all of the side effects of what happens with those illnesses. I've been healthy. I don't even get sick anymore. I can't tell you the last time I had a common cold. I feel great.
Yeah, I mean, it's called the common cold, but it shouldn't be as common as it is. And I think that's in big part due to the imbalance that is happening inside our bodies. Our bodies are imbalanced at a cellular level, and that's really what I love the most about hydrogen, is the balance that it reestablishes for many people. And I put a kind of a graphic up for people to understand what's going on with Crohn's or ulcerative colitis or IBS, and not just inflammation, oxidative stress in the digestive tract, the intestinal tract. And I mean, there's obviously more to that, but when it comes to how hydrogen is applied and comes into play, it always ends up coming down to inflammation and oxidative stress. I've had many people ask me, are there studies on endometriosis and
endometriosis.
Endometriosis and PCOS, and those ones, there actually aren't any specific studies, no human studies that are done on them, which is okay, because at the end of the day, it then comes down to inflammation and oxidative stress. And I mean, we can always refer to the study that we will finish up on, the study that really started it all, that I know you know well about, well, the one from 2007. We'll finish up on that. I do have a few studies that are in relation to the to ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, IBS. So I'm going to share those, and we can kind of go through those together. And so this is one. Stimulating fermentation by the prolonged acceleration of gut transit protects against decompression sickness. This one, I don't believe actually has as much. Oh yeah, exhaled hydrogen was measured before this. So this is showing. Sorry, that's more of a safety study showing that hydrogen's been used with diving for years. And so we can share window. There we go. Actually.
So many of these studies. There's over 3,000 studies, guys. There's over 3,000 studies now.
I mean, this is the thing. We can go through all of these, no problem. But my recommendation to you is to not believe a word that I'm saying. Research everything that I say. Like you said, there's over 3,000 studies that support the benefits of hydrogen. When I first started learning about it, there's only about 350 studies. They're going to continue to come out more and more. Hydrogen water ameliorates radiation-induced gastrointestinal toxicity. I've got a PDF of all of these studies that I can share with you. Or share with anybody that would like it. But this is the main one that I think this is the 2000. No, this isn't the 2007 study. I don't know where that one is. I had it ready, but you know what? That's technology for you.
We're getting smarter.
Again, go ahead and research hydrogen therapy yourself. I'll show you this one here. It does show you all the different areas it can help with on over 200 different human studies. There are human disease models. There's over 3,000 studies, and more are coming out every day. And the best part is like I said, it's safe. There's no contraindications. You can safely implement this. Please, of course, discuss this with a doctor. We are not doctors. This is not medical device.
You're not switching this out for your medications.
No.
You take your medications. When you're coming off your medications, you're consulting with your doctors. If you are, some people can't. It's one of these things. This is like, it's a tool to help you and enhance what is being done to help you. So the only thing that I can suggest is do not take it within an hour before and an hour after of having medication. But with that said, you can take it anytime, even with vitamins. But do not take it within an hour or an hour after of actual medication. Anything medication, please don't. It breaks it down, and you're not going to get your best quality of it because that's what it does. It's so microscopic that it gets into everything and it expands it and it makes it run faster than it should, or it will break down the components. So you really don't want to tamper with that. Take your medicines, be safe, get healthy, and take your water for your therapeutics or your breathing or your whatever it may be you're doing, and enjoy that. But the role of essentially of what the hydrogen does in the gut is essentially when the hydrogen pretty much it splits up and it makes the molecules smaller. So it's able to penetrate. It's the smallest molecule. It's able to penetrate into everywhere. It's able to get the free radicals. It's able to go in there, encapsulate things, and just secrete it out. So important for us to get rid of all those scavengers that are actually creating harm. Also, it helps bring down the inflammation. When you bring down the inflammation, the pain goes away. You know, all of the other things go down. Everything just starts to simmer down. It helps your body do what it needs to do to heal itself in the right ways. It can't
That's
harm you, and it can't harm you if your body doesn't want it. It just gets rid of it. It's like it's gas. It goes into the air. But it's the most helpful gas for us.
yeah, absolutely. I
It
mean,
goes into your bloodstream.
I just breathed in so much hydrogen right there.
And it's in your
Now,
bloodstream. It's in your
yep,
organs. It's everywhere. It's in your brain.
instantly goes into my bloodstream because it goes directly. This method of application, it goes directly into my lungs, and then it goes directly into my blood. Any hydrogen that my body doesn't need, I'll just breathe it back out. I could breathe this for the Tech Pro 900 has a 10-hour timer on it. You know, you can breathe it all night long if you want it. Any hydrogen your body doesn't need, you'll just exhale out easily and safely.
And
That's
it really
the beautiful
helps
part of it.
with the lungs. It really helps to heal the lungs.
Well,
It helps.
wherever you apply it, it will undoubtedly help. And I really emphasize on the word help, not heal. Hydrogen doesn't
Yeah,
heal you. It helps you body
no.
heal
My
itself.
daughter has asthma, for example, but
Yep.
she has not she used her puffer 2 years ago. My daughter used to use her puffer all the time. She used, and it's usually an allergy driven thing where it'll come, but she's actually in a better state because again, when your gut health is good,
Mm-hmm.
it everything else, all your receptors, everything in your body just starts to do what it should.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's not like she's, my daughter carries her EpiPen on her and her inhalers everywhere she goes. It could happen, but
Yeah.
her breathing, by far has gotten better. She still has her moments, but she's like by far, and again, the therapeutic effect. So, we're still using what we need to. Don't ever think that you can eliminate things, but it is a great helper so that you're not getting all the oxidative stress from all of these tools that are helping us.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, oxidative stress isn't bad. It's a part of everyday life. It's managing it properly and reestablishing that balance that many people have lost. That is the key. I've kind of adjusted things here so I can show you what it's like to bubble the hydrogen gas into the water here.
oh, and I love this. This is how I like drinking my water with hydrogen. Hydrogen, I actually incorporate it into my hair treatments and my skin treatments and my spa.
Yeah,
I love it.
as well you should. That's safe for everyone. And in fact,
It enhances my products and it makes more of it because of like it really helps.
hydrogen enhances everything. That's the way hydrogen works. And
Yeah.
it again, another nod to the safety. This here, the lid for my Tech Pro 900 because I lost my lid. And by I mean my 17-month-old son lost my lid. I have no idea where it is. So I ordered that in because
Kids love the machine too.
because I use hydrogen with him every single night. In fact, he knows how but before bath, he knows we get the hydrogen, the Tech Pro 900 set up, and he'll go and he turns it on himself. He knows how to do it. Maybe it's the hydrogen, but he's a smart cookie. So you know what? And I wouldn't necessarily do this with the Tech Pro 900 because the Tech Pro 900 only does 300 milliliters per minute of oxygen, not a huge amount. It applies when combining them and using oxygen and hydrogen together for oxyhydrogen. But I will tell you this right now. One thing I will 100% be doing as soon as I'm done inhaling the oxygen is inhale hydrogen, because inhaling oxygen is very good for you. They have those oxygen bars, like especially in Vegas, to help with hangovers. What they should have is hydrogen bars. Don't worry, they will. Give me time. But what thing they're going to tell you to do after you inhale oxygen is go and take some antioxidants, because with oxygen benefits, but also with oxygen, reactive oxygen species, which is oxidative stress. And some of that is good for us. I like to lift heavy things up and put them down. Oxidative stress and inflammation is good to help build muscle and build strength. And so there's applications for it. There are good parts of it. It can help with the growth, but hydrogen only scavenges for the most cell damaging free radicals, the hydroxyl and peroxynitrite free radicals. Now, this is bubbling hydrogen water, a hydrogen gas right into your water.
Love it. Oh, guys, that
Pretty
is
cool, right?
so like your water is so smooth tasting when you put. I never was able to swallow water. Like I couldn't. My hiatus hernia, like it would just stop. It would stop here and it would just come out.
Yep.
And I used to make really bad sound effects. And it was horrible. I was so embarrassed. And
Yeah, you sound like a carburetor.
drinking about my water now, like it's just like tuk, 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 like nothing. It glides because
Yep.
again, the molecule, it makes the molecule so small.
Well,
It just
it makes the
it
water more
disperses it.
bioavailable. Yeah, it makes the
I
water
don't know
more
technical
bioavailable.
stuff. That's you, but I know how it feels and I know what it
Well,
does.
and that's the thing, is we can sit here and we can talk about it all day long.
Hmm.
But until you actually experience it for yourself and feel it for yourself, it's hard to really wrap your mind around and fathom the benefits that you do get with it. So it is, and I mean, this is, I've been studying, learning, drinking hydrogen-rich water for going on 13 years now. And there's many different ways, well, not many, there's a few different ways of creating hydrogen-rich water by a mile. This is the purest way, because with things like these, the bottles, your ionizers, it's electrolysis, which is essentially actually what's happening in here. It's just distilled water in here, pure H2O that's split into hydrogen and oxygen gas that comes out of these two ports. And but coming out of here, it's hydrogen gas getting dissolved right into the water. Whereas with electrolysis or proton exchange membrane used directly on the water to create the hydrogen, that way it's an electrical reaction. You could also use the tablets, which will create bath or drinking water, and that's magnesium that will make a chemical reaction that creates the hydrogen. Again, with this, you're just bubbling the hydrogen directly into the water. The only thing you have to make sure of after this, with this, is that the water is filtered properly, because again, hydrogen enhances everything. You don't want to enhance the laundry list of contaminants that are in our water. That's not what you want to enhance. You would the minerals that are or should be in your water. Sure,
Minerals
absolutely.
are great.
Yeah, minerals. And you know what? I'll also just take 2 seconds here to explain that minerals in your water are not the minerals that you are considering taking into consideration for absorption for your daily amount of minerals. If you were getting your daily source of minerals from water, you would drown before you got that amount of minerals. The reason minerals need to be in water is because water has energy, water has life, and in water, in order to have that conductivity, you need those minerals in there. Minerals act as a foundation to a live, structured water. And so that's where, that's a common misconception. But, the cool thing to here is, even with the Tech Pro 900, this would already be super saturated, but with 2,000 milliliters per minute of hydrogen going in here, this is ready. This is fully super saturated. And actually, you know what? I want to show you too. The reason This, you hear the hiss from that. This stainless steel rod is absolutely necessary in order for the hydrogen to actually dissolve into the water. This is very, very key to understanding when it comes to drinking hydrogen-rich water, is that the hydrogen must be dissolved into the water. And that's what the stainless steel rod does. It's porous at the end here, but very, very fine, and it nano bubbles the hydrogen so it actually dissolves. Now, I could take it and just pump the hydrogen in this way. I'm going to try and do this so you can actually see it. You see that? You can probably hear it.
Yes.
You see how big those bubbles are?
Yes.
Those bubbles are not dissolving into the water. Those bubbles are just going right out the top. And that is not hydrogen-rich water. That's water that had hydrogen go through it, but it certainly didn't dissolve. And so now, all done there, I can go back to breathing the hydrogen in because I like it, and I can do it all day long. But in all reality, all I need for a therapeutic amount of hydrogen at this level of hydrogen would be about 15 minutes. That's it. But I could go 15 hours. It's nice. I like it. So, gut health, I actually did find the study, the list of studies. I apologize for the inconvenience here. Chrome tab, where is it? Okay, sure, I found it, but there it is. Okie doke. So, hydrogen gut and gut health. Summarizes a human clinical research. I don't really care. I mean, I do care, but I at this point for hydrogen, I want to do human studies. First one, irritable bowel syndrome. This is a study done in 2018. It is a pilot study with 27 adults that had diarrhea, predominant IBS. And the hydrogen delivery with hydrogen reduced water. The key to this, the outcomes assessed of the IBS symptom severity was reduced, and stool frequency was regulated, as well as the observed effects are due to molecular hydrogen, had nothing to do with pH or alkalinity. Stool consistency and gut microbiota in healthy adults. Hydrogen dissolved water, 500 milliliters a day. Didn't do a huge amount. And so I would guess if we look at this study, which you can, that this was done with hydrogen tablets. That's why it's 500 milliliters a day, and there were probably very strong concentration of hydrogen. Gastrointestinal comfort and stool condition, 60 adults on this one. Hydrogen containing electrolyzed water. So again, this one's going to be focusing on how it's about hydrogens. They noticed that the benefits were declining as the hydrogen was dissipating from the water, as it does. Kind of compare it to, or think about it like you would with soda water. If you leave that open, the carbon dioxide bubbles are going to dissipate. It's going to go flat. Hydrogen bubbles are just healthier bubbles. This one was the one that I talked about earlier. This one actually surprised me when we looked at it. Hydrogen gas inhalation was actually used for the ulcerative colitis and gut microbiota. Most of the studies with inhalation are evolving around cardiovascular, respiratory, and neurological. And most of the studies around gut microbiota and ulcerative colitis, IBS, and Crohn's are done with drinking water. So this one actually kind of surprised me. My guess is we'll actually soon see studies on this with hydrogen baths, and then we're going to start seeing studies on multifaceted, like using inhalation, water, and baths, like using the full spectrum of hydrogen therapy all at once. This is all part of being very, very new in this. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like the hydrogen baths are going to be amazing because, you know, our skin is our largest organ, and it literally goes directly through everywhere. So
it's our largest detoxing organ too, and so when it opens those detoxing pathways, it opens a way for your body to get rid of the crap that we've built up inside of us.
Yes.
So this one of the key things that I do want to mention about this particular study that I noticed that they were breathing 4,000 milliliters per minute of hydrogen. And again, you would need our strongest clinical strength machine for that. But it is showing that there's definite promise with more than just hydrogen-rich water. This one is
like
another.
Tech Pro 900, the Tech Pro.
The 4-in-1, as you call it. I love that.
Pardon?
The 4-in-1.
I love it. I love the 4-in-1. I love calling it the 4-in-1. So yeah, that machine I think is amazing for that, specifically because of the fact that you can breathe it and you can drink it. So you're actually double whammying it and getting your best impact.
Yeah, I mean, it is with the Tech Pro 900, you're able to apply it wherever you need to, and that's pretty cool. Just finishing up here on these studies, this one hits me a little bit more because I had GERD. I used to be on Nexium, which is prescription heartburn medication. I haven't taken a Tums or a Rolate in well over a decade. I also like this one because there's 84 participants, a little bit heavier of a study, 3 months duration, good stuff. And it's showing, again, supporting the modality, not a treatment replacement. This is just enhancing what you're already doing so that what you're doing actually freaking works. Finishing it all up with one last study, my favorite study, our favorite study. This is the one that I was looking for. This is the one that I was talking about, the study that kind of set things off, showing that molecular hydrogen is a unique, selective antioxidant in that it only scavenges for the hydroxyl and peroxynitrite free radicals. So I'm going to stop sharing this and go back into here and just kind of show you the reference that I make in free radicals. Is like I say, we used to think bacteria bad, whereas we have good bacteria in our gut. There's good bacteria and bad bacteria.
Good bacteria eating the bad bacteria, beating it up.
Exactly. They were, it all works together as a harmonious, balanced system. Yeah. And that's, again, I cannot harp on that enough. That is the point, is to reestablish that balance. All of the oxidative, like I've said for years, the good thing about why hydrogen works so well is that it gets to the root cause of many of today's ailments and issues and diseases, oxidative stress and inflammation. But I've found even further to that, it's getting to the root cause of what is causing the oxidative stress and inflammation imbalance to begin with. That is getting to the root cause. And so it's creating an optimal terrain inside your intestinal tract. It's creating an optimal space so your body can do what it's meant to do. The vehicles that we have, that we operate on a day-to-day basis, are absolutely incredible, and I don't think enough people give them enough credit. Mm-hmm. We treat these vehicles we're in a freaking crash car derby, race. We abuse the crap out of them.
Yeah, fast food, coffee, this. We are on the run. We don't sleep. We're working around the clock. We need to slow down and just say, okay, well, how can we correct this without having to literally stop my life, because we can't. So, hey, let's better ourselves. So You know, I
Yeah,
clean my food. I clean my foods with hydrogen water. I clean my foods. You know, as I saw you brining your turkey for
yeah,
Thanksgiving, it was
yeah, absolutely.
wonderful. And
Well,
you were doing all of that, and you were, it was beautiful. You clean your foods, your gut feels good. I'm telling you, it feels so good when you eat a clean piece of food that you've cleaned, you know, with your machine, and it's like, wow.
you definitely notice the difference. Clean food,
When
clean
you got that help,
water,
you definitely
clean
know.
lifestyle, and it is the funny thing is, it's like we've said this before. Hydrogen really is a gateway drug into living a healthier, optimal lifestyle. Hydrogen is the foundation to my health. People, of course, I take other supplements. I have protein and creatine and glutamine and stuff like that to make them strong. I take multivitamins and minerals and stuff like that to keep my cells nourished and my body nourished, because we're not getting the same amount of nutrients that we used to from our food. But at the foundation to all of that, it's hydrogen and it's water. If I had to choose one thing, it would be clean water. And then from there, it would be hydrogen gas, because hydrogen is going to make everything better, but it's going to help you create that optimal terrain, so that we talk about bioavailability and things like supplements all the time. It's like, okay, we take supplements. Is it actually absorbing into your body, or are you just
Hydrogen,
feeding
it
it
is.
all out? Well, when you have it with hydrogen-rich water, you can be sure that it's going to absorb even better. But let's talk about the bioavailability of our bodies. That's what an optimal terrain essentially is a terrain that is ready and able to accept the good things that we want and kick out the bad things we don't want. That's really, I would say, what hydrogen does in such a beautiful way. And so, it's fun learning more. It's fun. I love your mug, by the way. It's fun educating people on hydrogen, and the hydrogen as a gas, hydrogen as a molecule, not just hydrogen rich water. I had a conversation with the director for elite athletics at Penn State University this morning, and we were talking about how hydrogen rich water was the way, drinking the water, that's the way that kind of started it off, and that makes the most sense because it's the most convenient way of getting hydrogen. We all need water anyways, and when you drink hydrogen rich water, it's better than any other water that you're going to drink because of the way that it feels and tastes and absorbs and all that. But again, it's about hydrogen gas. That hydrogen water is water with hydrogen gas dissolved into it.
We've come a
That
long way.
gas, oh boy, have we ever.
Yeah,
Especially now with that HydroSpa 7500, our new
that's so
bath
cool.
machine. It's pretty freaking cool.
Like, these are great for spa
It
owners,
does.
for wellness centers, you know, like,
Oh yeah, it does.
and I love the fact that you
7500.
guys test all your machines and do all of that, and you look into everything, you investigate every machine that you guys sell in your store. I really appreciate that. As a
Yeah,
consumer,
no,
as a person, as anybody, I want to know that I'm gonna actually get a product that I'm looking for. There's a lot of, I call them gimmick products, like people want to get in on a quick new thing that's happening, so they throw out, something fast, they go cheap, and then all of a sudden you get
yeah.
problems. You know, I,
Well,
I've I've seen that
it's
happen
not
to people.
always like, it's a funny thing, right? Because you get what you pay for, right? Well, not always. in comparison to the Tech Pro 900, there are competitors that sell the exact same machine in different packaging, but they have a different business style, a different marketing budget. And so they price their machine at $6,500 or $7,000 US. The Tech Pro 900 from tech4health.ca it retails for 5,500 Canadian. So even at retail, it's already about 30 to 40%, depending on the day, cheaper than, or more affordable, I should say, because it's the exact same machine.
And it's even more affordable with my discount, HydroGlow 10, if you go to Tech for Health.
I was just gonna. You didn't let me finish, Susan. Of course,
I couldn't. I get so excited for my. I love sharing it. I tell everybody about your.
I don't want to sell my machines at retail. Like if it was up to me, I would give them away. If I had the availability, if I had the resources to do, I genuinely, honestly would. I've had customers that have come to me and said, "Hey, I bought that competitor I just mentioned machine, and like I felt like I was cheating on you," and it's all good. I'm sorry that you paid
good quality. Yeah,
exactly. I'm sorry that you paid more than you needed to, but you're getting hydrogen, and that's awesome, and that's what I'm happy with. And I lay here. I've heard that the service isn't the best with those. Let's talk about your machine and how you can use it to its fullest potential, because that's really what I want out of this industry, is to see the positive impact that we need to see in this world, see the healing that we came here to do. And hydrogen gets you and your body out of its own way so that it can operate the way it should. And that's and that can come in many ways, like you say, with the 4-in-1. There's breathing it in like I'm doing right now, drinking it like I'm doing right now, bathing in it like my son will be doing later. Again, 17-month-old son, he bathes every night in hydrogen rich water, or I could apply it topically with things like the eye accessory, which again I will be doing right after this podcast. But it's a very fun and exciting time to be in the hydrogen industry. Gut health is so important. We only kind of touched on it this episode, but there are, again, I'll remind everyone, please do not believe what I say. Research everything that I say. There's all the resources that you need out there. There are over 3,000 studies that support everything that I say. Again, this content is for educational purposes, and we are not doctors. Do not take this as medicinal advice. But if you want to check out the resources and research that there is so far on hydrogen, check out tech4health.ca. We have a resources and research tab. If you find the information that you're looking for and you have enough in here in you to make an informed decision for you and your family's health with our products, please use the coupon code HydroGlow10 to give yourself 10% off at the checkout. If you don't have enough information to make that decision for you and your family's health, please, by all means, reach out to us. You can reach out to us on the website, or you can follow me at H2 Water Expert on Instagram, or comment on the video here on YouTube, or in the comment section on Instagram if I'm sharing it there. But there is more than enough ways for you to get a hold of us, a hold of me, my business partner Louie, so that we can answer the questions that you're looking to answer. And then if it's right for you, we'll go ahead and figure out which solution makes the most sense, and get that implemented so you can really experience the benefits of hydrogen therapy for you and your whole family. That's one thing.
Yes.
This one machine, a Tech Pro 900 is going to benefit every single person in your household that wants to use it, and anybody that's coming in and out that wants to use it, because all it takes is distilled water. And that's $2 to $3 a gallon, and that's the only upkeep and maintenance that you'll ever have with it. Other than that, you plug it in, turn it on, use it. And you know, in a case like this, or our other clinical strength hydrogen therapy machines, that's going to help people and you know, multiple people at the same time in a very large capacity, like we saw in that ulcerative colitis study that I went through a little bit earlier. If you'd like the links to those studies, please let me know. I'll send you over a PDF with those links. But again, they're easy enough to search up. Go to PubMed, go to scholar.google.com, go to the resources tab on tech4health.ca and ask any questions that you have. That's important to ask those questions, because hydrogen might just help you in ways that you might not have realized. It is not a superhero, but it certainly feels like it when it operates the way that it does, and it might just be that missing piece to the puzzle that you've been looking for a long time.
Yeah,
Susan,
reach out to us.
You got anything else you'd like to add to this?
No, I think we covered all bases on hydrogen. I'm really happy to have done this session today, because it's so important that people really kind of get to understand that it really starts with, you know, your gut health. Your gut health dictates everything else in your body. You know, your brain, your breathing, you know, all of these things help contribute, you know, getting that hydrogen into your gut. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to them. You can reach out to me. I'm always available. I can pull up studies. I always have studies available, because I'm always reading different studies, because I'm a nerd. And I love it. When you find something that helps you and you've suffered for so long, the thing is that you just want to share it with everyone, and that's what I've done. I share my machine. I share all my stuff with my friends. I use it on my clients. You know, it is so important to just share the wealth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And health is wealth. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. People that are healthy want a vacation, a new home, a new car, this and that. People that are unhealthy want one thing: their health. So in that, I will leave it with that, reminding you that hydrogen doesn't heal you. It just helps your body heal itself. Until next time, this is Shane McCarthy, the H2 water expert, with Susan Clusis, the owner of HydroGlow HeadSpa in Toronto. Go and check her out. Try out some hydrogen therapy. Use her code HydroGlow10 at tech4health.ca to receive 10% off all of the products there. Until next time, my friend, I will be breathing in this hydrogen. Take care.
Bye-bye.